Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, I am going to be sharing with you guys what is on my 12.9 inch Apple iPad Pro. I purchased this iPad about 7 or so months ago in December of 2021 as a laptop replacement, and I just want to share with you guys how I have been using it to get my life together or keep my life together, or stay organized. So if that is of interest to you, then please keep watching. So I purchased my iPad as a laptop replacement. I was trying to replace a MacBook Air, and I didn't really even consider an iPad, but I heard lots of great things about it. And as I further explored it, I was thinking, I learned that this iPad really would be able to fit my needs, and it has been able to fit every single one of my needs. So I'm super excited about that. But I did want to share that I was without a laptop for about 1.5 years before I purchased it, and I just really missed being able to have a mobile device. I do have an iMac right here, and I used it to do all the things while my laptop was broken, or before I purchased the iPad. So I was using this, but like I said, I just really missed having a mobile device. So anyway, enough about that. Let's go ahead and hop into what's on my iPad. So before we hop into what's actually on my iPad, I thought we would spend some time talking about the tools that I actually use now on a day-to-day basis. When I first purchased my iPad, I did purchase a number of items, and I'd like to think that I still use all of them today. So first of all, I do have a paper-like screen protector on my iPad. I was told that if I was going to be writing on the iPad, then it would make sense to have a paper-like screen protector on the iPad, because it would make the experience much better. And I would have to wholeheartedly agree. When I was writing without the screen protector, it honestly felt sort of like I was scratching up the iPad, but with the screen protector, that's pretty much a non-factor, because it just really makes it feel like I'm writing on paper whenever I'm using the paper-like screen protector. Additionally, I went ahead and picked up a new protector for my Apple Pencil. This is the 2nd generation Apple Pencil, and as you can see, it protects the whole entire pencil. I went ahead and upgraded because I don't know that I had a protector on it at all, or maybe I did when I dropped my pencil, and then I messed up the tip that came with it, the original tip, and so it was ruined and my Apple iPad would not work. So I went ahead and I upgraded to this. So now it's fully protected if I drop it, and like not when I'm using it. If I drop it and it's in this case, then my hope is that it will not damage it. But I really like this for aesthetic reasons. It kind of looks like a pen. I can clip it onto things, but for the most part, it is going to also protect my iPad from damage. Additionally, I have this tip here. It is obviously not the tip that comes with the Apple Pencil, and it's kind of like a pen-like tip, and it's pointy. It has this little point right here. I don't know if you can really see it that well. I think you can. I think that you can't see it when you really can. That's an issue that I have chronically with doing these types of videos, but it is like a pen-like tip, and it makes writing so much more precise and so much better. So I do use this regularly. Of course, I do have my Magic Keyboard, and I still have the protector on the Magic Keyboard, and I just like having it there so that it won't, it's just added protection so that hopefully I do not ruin my keys, because I'm known to do that. I really love this Magic Keyboard because all you have to do, it like magnetically attaches, and it's just amazing. So that is all you have to do, and then boom, you're ready to go and ready to type away. So I really love having the Magic Keyboard and this whole setup. And then I think I showed this to you guys originally, but I picked up this little tool here, and it allows, it connects to the charging port, and I can put in, I think that's for a micro SD, a regular SD card, which I use regularly, and then a USB. So this is handy. And then if I'm not using this case here, then well, it's not really a case. Well, it's kind of a case, but if I'm not using my Magic Keyboard, then I will go ahead and I will use this case here. I just put my iPad in it, and there's a place for your Apple Pencil, and then it closes and opens and all kind of fun things, and I just love it. So this is another tool that I have been using regularly. Okay, now let's talk about what's actually on this iPad and how I use it. So if you catch me on this iPad, I'm probably going to be on one of two apps. I use a number of apps, but for the most part, I am primarily on one of two apps. And the first app is LumaFusion. So let's go into LumaFusion. This is an app that I purchased a few months back, and it is an editing app, a video editing app. And ooh, I look really good. I look really good in this shot here. Like, it could be worse than this is what I'm saying. I don't know what shot. I mean, it could be a bad shot, but that was a really good shot. So I'm using LumaFusion. I am an iMovie girly through and through. However, I went ahead and I purchased LumaFusion, which I was told was exclusively for the iPad. So since I had the iPad, I thought I would go ahead and take advantage of it. I am in a season where I'm trying to explore new things and not so much stick to the status quo, which is my comfort zone. And so I thought that I would upgrade from iMovie and start trying to bring better content to the world. So in the 5 years that I've been on YouTube, I have been using iMovie, but as of late, the last couple of months, I have been using LumaFusion, which I absolutely love. So I can do a dedicated video on how to use LumaFusion and how to edit with LumaFusion, but for the most part, I have multiple projects here. So I have 4 different projects on here, and you just tap into the project. I'm already in the Get Ready With Me project, but you just double tap it and then it'll bring you right to the project, and then you can edit from here. And there's a little arrow here that I'm trying to tap on just to kind of adjust this so I can make it bigger or smaller. But I was really missing the mobility of editing, like editing on the couch or bed or Starbucks or wherever. So that's really what prompted me to go ahead and start even get the iPad or to get some type of mobile device. But I'm really loving LumaFusion. I highly recommend it. It definitely was a struggle for me and anxiety provoking in the beginning because I really just did not feel like learning a new software. But I have to say that learning this software has been quite simple. It's not really that difficult it's kind of difficult. It's definitely an upgrade from iMovie. It's bounds and leaps better than iMovie. Like, I really wish I could take you guys through how to use it, but I feel like we'd be here all day because there are just so many different features and we haven't even scratched the surface. Like, you're looking at it, but you don't even really know what all this is capable of because I'm not on the different screens that allow you to do all the different fun types of things. But for the most part, I am using LumaFusion. I think I paid $30 a few months ago for it, and I edit probably 99.9% of my videos using LumaFusion, because if I'm going to use this device, it makes sense to use LumaFusion because iMovie is it pales in comparison. So yeah, I have been using LumaFusion. Separating it, then that's how you can see that they're really straggly. You see how straggly this is? So very loud, does the job. I normally use it with the keyboard attached, or I may not use it with the keyboard attached, but I highly recommend LumaFusion. And if I can share a tip with you, it is to just not so much like just play around with the features because they can be overwhelming, but actually pretend as if you're going to edit some type of video and spend some time actually learning the ropes. So actually trying to edit a video so you can learn how to do this and how to do that, because that's what it's about. Once you learn how to do a certain feature, like I'm just honestly a beast. Once you learn how to add a certain feature or whatever the case is, then it just makes life so much easier once you actually know what you are doing. I don't know if that makes any sense, but highly recommend editing a video, because that's what I said. I'm like, I'm just gonna try to edit one video and see how that goes. I need to learn the ropes. If I can share a tip with you, whenever I'm filming on my camera, which I'm doing now, I'll take out the SD card, I'll put it in my desktop computer, and then I will drag and drop everything from my SD card to my iCloud drive. So as you can see, I have my content in here, and this really belongs over here, but it's really not that big of a deal because I already edited the video anyway. But I found that this is a much easier technique for importing my content. Then I go back to LumaFusion, and then I can go to these 3 dots, import media. You can import from all these different places, which is crazy. I'll go to Files app, and then I want to Get Ready With Me, and then I just selected both of them and then open them up in LumaFusion. So that's a little tip that I have if you are going to start using LumaFusion. I have found that that is by far the easiest way and the quickest way to import your content. But as you can see, I have lots of files with all of my, I just kind of create the file, I name it, and then I drag and drop the content into iCloud Drive, and then I'll take it to the actual file folder that it needs to be in for organizational purposes. But as you can see, I have work documents on here, personal documents, business documents, videos, all sorts of different things. So I use my iCloud Drive to its fullest potential. And I also have a terabyte or maybe 2 terabytes, I guess, of space. When you purchase an Apple product, I think you just automatically get an iCloud Drive, or you can sign up for one for free. But the issue is that it doesn't have a lot of space and you'll likely run out of space. So I pay monthly for, I guess, 2 terabytes. I thought I was paying for 1, but it looks like I must be paying for like 2 if I have this much available. So anyway, we'll talk more about the Files app, but that is LumaFusion in a nutshell, and I am probably going to be on LumaFusion if I am using this iPad. So if I'm not using LumaFusion, I'm probably using GoodNotes. And so GoodNotes is the GOAT. I purchased GoodNotes for I think $7 back whenever I purchased this iPad, and I've been loving it ever since. There are also other types of apps similar, like Notability, but many people were talking about GoodNotes, and so I just went ahead and purchased GoodNotes. I was told that they all kind of do the same thing anyway, so I just went ahead and purchased GoodNotes. Whenever I purchased the iPad, I actually had purchased a planner, but then I decided a couple months ago that I would create my own planner. So here is my planner, and I don't necessarily have to flip through it, but because we're here, I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of give you a preview of how I use this to get my life in order and keep my life on track. So I have a yearly section here, which is my yearly overview. By the way, this is the beta version. I will share with you the new version that I'm working on and what app I'm using for it. But this is the beta version, so it's not the finished product. But I have my yearly overview. I have a calendar section, a goals section, finances section, a business or side hustle section, a work section, notes section, and then miscellaneous. And so I am going to let's go to July since I actually finished it. And so I have my July calendar. So I plan out all of my things that I need to do in the month, or any appointments and things like that. We had some podcast interviews that we did. I planned out the YouTube videos that I was going to be publishing. What else do I have going on? I have my goals here. I have my goals here, but then I also have them in my month so that I can always be reminded of them. I have a master to-do list, which as I check off things or as I complete them, I just go ahead and erase them instead of checking off them, because I'd rather just have like a fewer, whenever I glance at this, I want to see like exactly what I need to do rather than what I've done. I have my habit tracker, I have my mood board, I have my weekly overview, I have my daily overview, and then we're going into August now. But for August, I just repeat and do the same types of things. I plan out my content in here, I take notes in here, I do all the things that one might need to do to keep their life together or get their life together in my digital planner. So let's go back to the rest of this. I do have some stickers. So I have some digital stickers, and they are all housed right, or the vast majority of them are housed right here. So they are nice and organized. I also have some retirement info right here. This is because we meet with a financial advisor. And so I just like to come correct and have all of our updated work stuff in there and retirement stuff in there. And I normally take my iPad when we meet with him. So there's that. We do meet with a CPA, and so that's also an important person that we meet with, but mainly we're taking all of our 1099s and W-2s and stuff, like actual paper copies. So, I don't have to really worry about an iPad when we're meeting with him, but with our financial advisor, which like I said, it's an important meeting that we have. I like to have all of our documents in order, and many of them are digital. Also, I have this random category here So I have some versions of the old planners that I was using. I have a free planner in here. I have just some random stuff. My husband left me a note once. I have that in here. It's for Christmas. What else do I have in here? I have a pre-filled W9 form. That's because I use that a whole lot. So let's talk about another way that I use the iPad. Whenever I'm working with a brand or something like that and they email me a contract, I will open it up in GoodNotes, review it, sign it, and then send it back. Oftentimes, anytime I work with a brand, I have to submit a W9 form, which I guess that's a, nope, I'm not gonna blow it up because it has my, I see some important information right there, but I will click it, fill it out, sign it, and then send that to them as well. So any kind of signing of any document, any electronic signature or anything of the sort, I am doing right here with using my iPad. Let's also talk about, I'm not gonna click in here, but in addition to my side hustle or my business or my brand, YouTube, all that, I also use this a whole lot for work. So at my full-time job, I am getting releases signed from parents and teachers and whomever. I am doing observation forms and observing students, and I'm doing a lot of things, but we have portals and drives and clouds and stuff at work, so I actually don't really touch any paper whatsoever, or if I touch paper, it's not for me. It's like I'm signing a paper for someone else. So any notes that I take for my students while I'm in session, any notes during IEP meetings, any observation forms, any releases, all of that is housed in my work notebook. So I'll put it in here, and then I'll save it, I'll upload it to the drive, and then I'll normally delete it because I don't like having any kind of, real important information in here or anything like that, confidential information. So I have lots of information in my work notebook. I got rid of my work notebook from the main document section here because I don't work in the summer, but I'm about to go back to work. So I'm gonna bring that out and drop it right here for easy access. So this is GoodNotes, and I use it for literally everything, just really trying to organize and keep my life together. So if I'm not using LumaFusion and I'm not using GoodNotes, I may or may not be using Google Calendar. So the Apple products all come with a calendar, but the calendar is kind of trash. If you ask me, it pales in comparison to Google Calendar. So I have Google Calendar right here. I think that's the Apple calendar. No, and I also have Google Calendar right here, so we can click on it from here. And this is like a one-stop shop. So because I can share this with my husband, I like to put any kind of trips on here, any bills that we have, any birthdays and things of the sort. If I get an email invitation from somebody, like a couple of these are email invitations, I will accept them and then they'll come on here. So same thing for my husband. We just all, we know what we're doing and where we are at and all of that at all times. I also like recurring events to be housed in my Google Calendar. So my nephew's godson's birthday and my goddaughter's birthday and our dog's birthday and little things like that. I also like Google Calendar because you can add a goal, you can add a reminder, a task, and even an event. Many of these are events, but some of these, like this, that is I think that it's a, what is that? That's a task. Yeah, the task, it'll give like this little check mark situation. And then there are also reminders, which is this. This is a reminder to take out the trash every Sunday technically, but we can also do it Monday morning. So this is just the Google Calendar, and I like to plan out my life in Google Calendar. So I'm always coming in here, adding in some events and tasks and reminders and things of the sort. Another app that I use a good bit, not too much, is Canva. I like Canva because I can use Canva from any device. It's kind of like a cloud. I can use it on my phone, on my computer, on my desktop, on my iPad. And so mainly what you'll see in here is bunches and bunches of thumbnails. This is where I create all of my thumbnails. I can easily create my thumbnails in here, but if I am feeling like I want to make this larger and I don't know, then I'll just hop on my desktop, which I love because I can just go to my computer, open up Google or the internet, click on Canva, and then I can edit flawlessly, meaning that it all is streamlined together because it's a cloud. So let's say I start here and I'm like, I want to just get on the computer because it's 27 inches and much bigger display, and I'll be able to really get in there and do what I need to do. I can just close this and hop on my desktop and pick up where I left off. So, but it's fairly easy, I think, to do editing and whatnot using the iPad when it comes to thumbnails. So any other graphics that I create, like podcast graphics, my husband is in here. He's a teacher. He works in education too. So he is in here doing things, as you can see. But for the most part, you just see like graphics, thumbnails, mainly just side hustle related things. All of these are thumbnails and different graphics for my YouTube channel. So that is why I enjoy Canva, because I've been using it for a while and I just think it's perfect. So you can go to templates and you can type in get ready with me, or a sale, or whatever the case is, and then some templates will pop up. So this isn't necessarily like it's not supposed to be a tutorial for every app that I use or for all these different apps, but I just really like using Canva. And then you can click on it and then you can edit it. Like I can just remove this picture and add in a picture of my own. Let me show you how I do that. So I would just delete it and then let's add in this photo. Well, okay, and then you add it as a background. I personally find that editing on my computer is much better, but you can do all the things, but I would need to get my keyboard to really get in there and do what I need to do. So we're just gonna leave that alone. This is Canva. I spend a good amount of time in Canva making thumbnails and graphics for my different social media avenues. So there are a lot of apps on here, but if I'm being honest, I don't really use all of these different apps. My phone and my iPad are set up exactly the same, and so everything that's on my phone is on my iPad. But a lot of times there's things that I will do on my iPhone as opposed to my iPad. Like as an example, if I'm going to use the Notes app, I'm probably going to use that on my phone because my phone is with me more than my iPad. If I'm going to scroll photos, I'm probably going to do that on my phone. If I'm going to take a photo, I'm probably going to do that on my phone. Those types of things. I never use social media on my iPad ever. I never get on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube or YouTube Studio or anything on my iPad. I'm always using it, if I'm going to use it, on my phone. Same thing with selling on Etsy. I never use this on here. I use it on my iPhone. But let's talk about other apps that I actually use on my iPad. So I do use Outlook for work, and I use Outlook a lot, but I'm not going to open it because, confidential information and whatnot, but I do use Outlook a whole lot. As you can see, these are apps that they like basically need to be downloaded. So if you see that automatically tells you that I do not use the app on my iPad, mainly on my phone. I do use files, which we already talked about. So I put business documents in here. If I sign a contract for a brand, I'll add it to business documents. If I have some kind of work document that I need to house in my cloud for my full-time job, I'll put it in here. Again, I try to avoid doing anything work related or having any confidential information in my iPad for HIPAA reasons. But I do use my cloud a whole lot. I come here a whole lot to open up things and to sign things and and things of the sort. For finances, I may use EveryDollar. Like I may open up EveryDollar and use it, but for the most part, I'm using that on my phone. I guess I should do a what's on my phone video to follow up with this, because mainly I use everything on my phone, as you can see. But I do actually open up EveryDollar a good bit whenever I am using this iPad. Also Chime, which is a bank account, I will open it up a good bit too, because I do most of my side hustle, like that's essentially a business account or business accounts. And so because I use this primarily for business, I will oftentimes go ahead and use Chime and take a quick glance while I'm on my iPad, while I'm doing business related things. For utilities, I don't really use voice memos and all of that, but I do use Calculator. For whatever reason, the iPads do not come with a calculator, which is the weirdest thing to me. So you have to go find a calculator in the App Store, and this is the one that I am using. I don't know, that's the weirdest concept to me. Okay, what else do I use in here? Let's go to travel. I don't use any of that. Let's go to photo and video. I do use FaceTime. The cool thing about the iPad is that if you're doing Zoom or FaceTime or Skype or any kind of video conferencing type of situation, the camera will actually follow you. So if I were to move my head to the right, the camera would follow me to the right. So I really like that because I just feel like it makes for an easier and much more pleasant experience whenever I'm using the iPad. So if somebody FaceTimes me, I'll probably join from the iPad. If I have to Skype or Zoom, join a Zoom call, I will do it from the iPad. What I have been using a good bit is Keynote. So I want to share with you how I'm using Keynote. I started using Keynote in May. Before May, I never used Keynote, and I've just been exploring it since May. I have been creating my planner in here. I have the beta version and then the newer version that I'm working on. Let's just click on the beta version. And I was gonna say I need this to go faster, and so it's going pretty fast. Okay, so this is my beta planner, and everything that you see here I have created in needs to be deleted, but anyway, everything that I've created, everything that you see here, I created in Keynote. So think of Keynote as like Microsoft PowerPoint 10.0 because Keynote has lots of cool features. I haven't used PowerPoint in a while. I learned to use it in like 5th grade or something, so I haven't used it in a while. I don't know what all it has going for it, but what I do know is that I am loving the Keynote experience, and it's quite fancy. There are lots of different things that you can do on Keynote, and I just love that for me. So yeah, I've just been creating my planner in here. Again, this is the beta version, but I've created all of it using Keynote, and I can do a dedicated video on Keynote and how to get started with using it, especially to create a digital planner if that is needed. But that is what I have been using Keynote for, and before May I'd never used Keynote. So for music, I do come in here and I use Amazon. Oh, I don't have any, I don't want to say the rest of it because I didn't know. So we have multiples, but I don't have any in this room, and I don't want her to go off wherever you are, but I do use that as well. And then for the podcast, because we recently started a podcast, I have been, kind of fooling around with podcasts, but not too much. For entertainment, I do use Kindle. The last book that I read was the Will Smith book, and so whenever I'm reading, I am definitely using my iPad because it's a much bigger and better experience. There was a time where I was watching TV. That was a time, I mean, I'm not really a TV person, but I might watch a little TV, and I was really having fun watching TV or movies on the patio. So I was watching Netflix out there, HBO Max, Sling TV, CW, because I was watching Charmed, but now it's on Netflix, so I don't have to, I might as well delete that. Prime Video, that type of thing, but I haven't done that in a while. And let's go in lifestyle. We already talked about Zoom. And then the last app is Amazon. And of course I use Amazon because I just feel like scrolling from the computer is annoying, because who wants to sit at my desktop and scroll Amazon? The phone is fine, but it's small. So if I am going to scroll and look for something to buy, look at pictures and reviews, it's a much better experience to use Amazon. And that, you guys, is pretty much how I use this iPad and what's on my iPad. I don't know that this video was super fun and interesting, but it's realistic, and this is how I use my iPad, if you were ever wondering. Okay guys, so that is it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like, subscribe if you are new, and if you're liking what you are seeing. If you have any apps that you highly recommend, or apps or suggestions or tips that you feel might make my life better and my iPad experience better, then leave those down in the comment section. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you guys right back here in a few days in a brand new video. Bye guys.